Hi everybody, Peter here, Thailand bound. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Time for another video, and the title of today's video is 20 essential tips for 20 men going to Thailand for the first time. And that's exactly what it is. It's my tips for you. It's 20 things I've come up with. I'm going to advise you on 1 to 20. I've got them all written down in front of me here. I'll go through the list. Many of them will be common sense. Several of them you'll have thought of yourself already, or you will have watched other videos and discovered things for yourself. And I'm sure many of them you haven't thought about, and hopefully you'll take these tips on board when you go to Thailand for the first time, and they'll make your holiday, your vacation, a lot more enjoyable and safe. So let's kick off with the first one. My first tip to you guys: whatever you decide you're going to take with you, whatever your budget, you'll work it out, your food, your entertainment, your hotel, everything like that. My tip to you, my first tip is put a third on top of that budget. If you're taking $2,000, that's your budget, take $3,000. If you don't spend it, you can always take it back to your own country, but I'm guessing you will spend at least some of it. There's nothing worse than going on a holiday to a great place like Thailand. You're having a ball, and 2 days before you leave, you just haven't got enough money. You've got enough of the essentials to eat and to get the taxi back to Bangkok, that sort of thing. So take a third more money. There's a lot more to spend your money on than you can imagine if you haven't been there before. And once you start spending, it goes very, very fast. And we'll get into a little bit more of the details later on. Number 2, it's common sense. I've just put down, do lots of research before you get out there. So don't take everything literally that you read. Have it confirmed by 2 or 3 different people. There's plenty of information out there on the internet now, and I'm sure nobody's going to go to Thailand without researching anything at all. So do plenty of research before you head out there. Number 3, I was going to suggest booking your hotel on Agoda. But that is obviously common sense. So the reason I said book your hotel on Agoda, it wasn't so much when you go from your home country and arrive in Thailand, and obviously nobody's going to arrive there without a hotel booking. I'm thinking more specifically when you go from, let's say you're staying in Bangkok for a couple of nights, and then you're going to head down to Pattaya. And you think, well, it's local, I'll just go down in a taxi. When I'm down there, I know there's lots of hotels, I'll just walk into reception. It's always cheaper on Agoda, guys. I don't know why the walk-in rates in these hotels, they won't give you the same price as Agoda, even though it's the same hotel and they're selling the same room. So always use Agoda, you'll save money. Number 4, do not book any taxis from your home country. Now, if you haven't been to Thailand before, obviously you want to make sure everything's tied up before you go, and that includes transfers from the airport or maybe Bangkok to Pattaya. Don't do it, guys. You're just wasting money. I'll tell you for why. One, you'll never ever have a problem getting a taxi in Bangkok. They're just thousands, hundreds of thousands all over. It's a lot cheaper if you negotiate with a taxi yourself. You'll get a much better price. All these online booking companies, Agoda included, everybody, they're putting their markup on it. So, you know, it might make you feel safe. It will give you a comfort zone knowing your transportation is booked before you head out there. But you really don't need it, guys. I mean, when you arrive, there's thousands of taxis at the airports. There's thousands of taxis in Bangkok and Pattaya. Do your own deal. Just don't book taxis from your home country. Waste of money. The next tip I've got for you is don't change any of your money into Thai baht from your country. You'll have a very bad rate. There's some good rates in, especially around Nana Plaza, Sukhumvit Soi 4, and your best rates you'll get in Bangkok itself. If you're going to change $1,000 in your home country, you're going to lose a few hundred baht, and a few hundred baht is a nice dinner in Bangkok, so don't do it. When you get to the airport at Bangkok, you will want to change a little bit of money because you'll need some Thai baht to pay the taxi driver. You might want to get a SIM card at the airport. I would recommend actually getting it from the airport. You won't have to do running around there. The last thing you want to do is waste half the day looking for a SIM card in town. They have 2 mobile phone shops. As soon as you get off the aircraft and you're at the belts where you pick up your suitcases, there's a couple of mobile shops there. You can buy an internet / mobile phone package for about anywhere from 500 baht to 1,000 baht. That'll last you 2 weeks, very, very fast, and I'd recommend that. So how much should you change at the airport? no more than 50 US dollars, 40 pounds, just enough for your phone and your taxi. You can calculate it. But then what you do is once you're there, you head down to, I'm sure you're going to be staying around Sukhumvit if that's what you're going to Thailand for. Then what you'll do is you'll head down to one of these change booths in either Soi 4, Soi 3. There's a good one at the entrance to Nana Plaza. They give a very good rate. There's one opposite. It's a little bit hidden. Theirs is slightly less than the one at Nana. It's not the best rate. The best rate I've ever found around that area is across the road, Soi 3. If you go to the kind of Arab area, there's a change booth down there, and they give the best rate, even better than the one on Soi 4. But there's not much in it if you're changing that change booth. Just don't change it in your own country. Now, this is quite a good tip for you. When you arrive in Bangkok airport, it's a very, very busy airport. Lots and lots of aircraft land at the same time. When you come out to get a taxi, whether you're just going into town or down to Pattaya, whatever it is, there's going to be queues. The taxi drivers can name their price, and you've got a lot of these taxi touts there. You'll be walking through, the arrivals, and they're asking you, do you want a taxi? And, if you say, yeah, they'll give you a ticket. You'll pay the lady there and then. She'll tell you 2 minutes. And, in the old days, I've waited up to 45 minutes. I wouldn't do it anymore. The best tip I can give you is when you arrive, ignore all that. Come out into the arrivals hall. Look for the sign that says departures. It's up. You go up 1 or 2 levels. There is an elevator there, or you can take the escalators. Just come through, grab your bags, come into arrivals, go up to the departure levels. That way, all the taxis upstairs on the departures, they're dropping people off. They're empty. They're going to go back to town empty. And if you hit one of those guys hard, I don't mean physically, I mean verbally, if you do a good deal with him. I've got into Bangkok for 250 baht. You certainly won't pay more than 500 baht. If you book it in arrivals, you're looking at probably 800 to 1,000, even more. So, when you get there, guys, go straight up to the departures level and get your taxi from there. Right, so you're now in your room, you've got to your hotel, and all of the hotels now, even the budget hotels, have a safety deposit box in the room. They're normally a keypad. You can set your own 4-digit password. My tip is don't leave anything laying around. Put everything in that safe. It's a pun, but it is safe. It really is. I've never ever heard of anybody having their safe robbed. Not from a hotel, even a budget hotel. Once you put things in there, the pilfering that tends to go on. I mean, if you were to take a girl back, and we won't get into this right now, I've mentioned it in other videos, but if you were to take a girl back and she decided she was going to pinch your wallet, or, maybe take your watch and go out the room while you're in the shower, it's just things that are laying next to the bed, or on the, where the mirror is, the top, the desk. If it's in the safe, there's no access to it. Only you've got the password, and it is totally safe. Again, forgive the pun. So use the safe when you're in the room. My next tip is, once you're ready to go out, you're ready to hit the town, you're finally in Bangkok or Pattaya after all the research and the traveling, you're dog tired, but hey, you're going out, you're going to have a good time. Guys, don't take out more money than you need. If you've come with 3,000 baht holiday money, vacation money for 2 weeks, don't change up $1,000 and then put that in your back pocket and try to be flash when you come out. You'll make yourself a target, or a potential target. If you've got a wedge of 1,000 baht notes like that, somebody will notice that, and you might be going home after a few drinks, a bit worse for wear, and you're making yourself potentially a target. You're not going to impress any of the girls in the bar. If you think you're going to go out with a 2-inch wedge of 1,000 baht notes and they're going to be impressed with you, they're not. They'll just look at you like a sucker, and they'll think they'll just think you're a sucker because you've got a lot of money and you're flashing it about, and they'll know you don't have any experience in Thailand, and again you'll become a target. So don't take more money. What I tend to do when I'm there, if I budget 4,000 baht for the night, I'll take 6,000 baht out. I'll take 7,000 baht out, but I won't take 30,000 baht. That's just stupid. Okay, so when you meet new friends, and I think you know what I mean by new friends, in the bars, don't try to impress them. Don't tell them how much money you've got with you. Don't tell them that you've come there with 3,000 US dollars. Don't tell them how much you earn. Be humble. you're a working man, you've saved up, and you don't earn a lot of money, because again, you're only going to make yourself a target. And if somebody thinks you've got 60,000 baht sitting in your safe that's going to last you for 3 weeks, they're connected to the hotel staff, and you don't know what's going to happen. It's just better to be humble and don't flash your cash, as it were, and just don't. You're not going to impress any girls by telling them you earn so much money, or you're rich, or because if you do that, you're going to have to back it up. And unless you want to give away thousands of baht, then they'll look at you like you're an idiot. You'll be all mouth and you're not backing it up with giving them money. So just don't do it. Right, we're halfway through my list now. When you go to meet these girls, don't tell them you're on holiday. So one of the first questions they'll ask you, if they haven't seen you before, they'll ask you if you're on holiday. And the reason for that, guys, it tells them that you're gullible. If they know you've just arrived and you're on holiday, they know you're gullible. They can tell you what they want to, and you're more than likely to believe it. On the other hand, don't tell a web of stupid lies. You've been in Bangkok for 20 years, you know half the city, because they'll start speaking to you in Thai, and when you can't speak Thai to them, you'll look really stupid, won't you? And after 20 years, you'd be speaking Thai. So, but you can come out with a story and just say you're a regular visitor, you come for a week every month, or you spend half your time in Thailand and half your time in your own country, you work. Just, nothing over the top, but just don't say you're on holiday and you've just arrived today, because again, you will become a target. They'll just look at you like a walking ATM. Now, the next one, I'm up to number 11 here. The next one is it's to do with relationships with the ladies. I've got to speak in a roundabout way. I always say that it's YouTube and I can't say anything too direct. You'll have to read between the lines, guys. Now, if you hook up with these ladies, what you don't want to do is really get into a relationship with one of these bar girls. Because what will happen, feelings come in, and once feelings come in, it's very hard to tear yourself away from it, and what will happen, you'll end up losing financially. I don't want to get into it too much here, because I have actually dedicated videos to this subject, but what I would say to you is go by the 3-day rule at the very minimum. The 3-day rule: if you find a girl and you like her, you take her out. After 3 days, dump her, because feelings will come in, and if you're a sensitive guy and you can get attached to girls before 3 days, make it single transactions, guys, because at the end of the day, we've all got feelings. We all get emotionally attached to people, and you don't want to get emotionally attached to a bar girl. You'll come unstuck. It's just not something you want to do. If you're looking for a girlfriend, if you want a proper Thai girlfriend, there are agencies in Thailand. I made a video just about that, marriage agencies. You're better off going down that route. They won't speak English and they'll be a little bit more simple, but you've got more chances of finding a nice, good, respectful Thai lady. You're not going to find that in the bar. So, remember that 3-day rules. Number 12, I can't really say a lot about it. All I'll say is safety first. In all aspects of everything you do in Thailand, safety first, protect yourself. And when I say protect yourself, I'm sure you know what I mean. Don't take a chance, guys. It's Thailand. Thousands upon thousands of men visit these bars every year, not only from America or England, Australia. They now come from India, Pakistan, China, Malaysia, the Philippines. They come from all over the world. So these girls are popular and they're passed around a lot. So as I say, safety first. Top tip there, guys. Next tip, it's up to you, but I wouldn't give any of the girls your real phone number or your real email address. I would suggest if you take a mobile there, get the app Line on it. All the Thai girls use Line. In the UK, we don't use Line at all. It's weird. We use WhatsApp. Everybody's got WhatsApp. They don't seem to use it in Thailand. They all use Line. If you download Line onto your mobile phone and you want to keep in contact with a girl or you want to message her, then do it through Line. Don't give her, you can give her your temporary number. If you've bought a SIM card at the airport, that's no problem, because as soon as you get on the plane, you're going to dump that SIM card. But for God's sake, don't give her your home number, your real number when you get back to your country, or your real email address, because you'll just get inundated with begging letters about sick buffaloes and people being sick, and she'll just see you as a potential bank and she'll just keep constantly trying to extract money from you. My next tip for you is, it might seem common sense, but these girls come across as very sincere, very honest, and you can get led into a false sense of security. So my next tip is never leave the girl alone in your room. Now, scenario, you might be there, you might have been with a lady for 2 days, she's up there watching her favourite Thai soap opera, her favourite Thai programme on TV, you've been on your laptop, and you suddenly remember you need to go down to reception only for half a minute because you need to ask them to, I don't know, order you a taxi the next day. You prefer to go down and ask them. You're only going to be gone for a minute, so you think, she's into a TV, I'll leave her there, I'll pop outside. Don't do it, guys. You might come back and your very expensive laptop might be gone along with anything else, and it's just not worth the risk. It's unlikely. I mean, a lot of these girls are pretty honest, really, especially the ones who work in the bars. They're not generally thieves. They don't generally steal. They do what they do. They're trying to support their families. They take care of their families, babies, things like that. And most of them, although they do what they do, they're actually quite nice girls. You know, they've got a nice character. And I don't want to be derogatory. They are nice, but they are what they are. And you do get the occasional rogue element who would do something a little bit nasty. Not very often. Just make sure you're not the guy who gets caught out. The next one, don't engage any ladies with any sob stories. What I mean by that is their number one mission in life is to extract as much cash as they can out of you. They'll push the right buttons, they'll pull the right levers, they'll turn on the tears automatically. They can make themselves cry at the drop of a dime, and they'll get into some real sad stories. And if you've never been there before, they're very believable. And you know, when she starts pouring her heart out that her mum's sick and they haven't got money for medicine, and 5,000 baht would save her, and it's really hard. If you haven't been there before, if you haven't got the experience, it's a lot easier to just say, here's 5,000 baht, go and take care of your mum. So what my tip to you is, if they do start off on something like that, totally ignore it. Keep changing the subject. Go to the bathroom. If she starts crying, give her a tissue and go to the bathroom. But do not engage her in these kind of conversations. Once she sees that you're not interested and you keep changing the subject, she'll get the message very quickly. They're very clever guys, and she'll stop giving you these sob stories because she knows they're not going to work. I'm up to number 16 now. This is a great tip, and it might seem strange, but it's one of my best tips for you. Never, and I mean never, ever take a girl shopping into a shopping mall, because what they'll do, if you ask her, where do you want to go shopping, she'll choose a shopping mall where she knows there's at least one gold shop. Because in Thailand, it's only 24 karat gold. Gold is a commodity, more so in Thailand than most other places. If you buy her gold, as soon as you get on the plane, she goes back to that same shop. She gives that gold back to the shop and they give her her money back, less a small percentage. So, and even if it's not gold, if you're walking around a shopping mall, you won't get out without spending at least a few thousand bahts. You'll see a nice t-shirt, a nice pair of trainers that you could, real branded trainers, not copies. And if you go around a shopping mall and she's asking for things, or she's staring at a nice mobile phone, it's embarrassing, to say, no, I'm not going to buy it for you, and then try to have this nice afternoon, you go and have some ice cream, you're walking around, you're looking around, and she wants you to buy her a 3,000 baht mobile phone, and you say no because you're not stupid. It just kind of makes the atmosphere not nice, it just kills the atmosphere. So try to stay away from shopping malls. There's nothing wrong taking her to a restaurant to eat, or that kind of thing, but don't go to any shopping malls, guys. You'll be in a world of pain, or at least your wallet will be. Don't over tip. What I mean by don't over tip, they're not going to appreciate it. I once went to Thailand with a friend. He went for a soapy massage, and at the end of it, he was so happy he gave the girl 1,000 baht. He came out with a big smile on his face and he said, she's really happy I gave her 1,000 baht tip. I nearly fell off my seat when he told me that. But on the last day before we went back, he stayed in his room and watched TV. He said he didn't feel like going out. He had burnout. He didn't want to, he wanted a rest. But the truth of the matter was he'd run out of money. I didn't find this out till we were back in the UK, or I'd have took him out and bought him a few beers. So don't over tip. So if we all like to leave a few baht. We're not cheap Charlies, and, especially if you get good service, you like to tip. So, an example, if I'm in a bar and I've had 3 or 4 Heinekens with a friend of mine, he's had 3 or 4 drinks and we leave, my turn to pay the bill, I give her 1,000 baht, a couple of 100 baht comes back, I'll give her 100 baht. That's about £2.50, $3, something like that. But, you know, if you left her 500 baht, yeah, she's going to be all smiles. She's going to, you know, why like this really for a long time. And, you know, she's going to call you a good man and she might even call you a handsome man. But, you know, guys, seriously, they're not going to appreciate it, really. They'll appreciate it up to the point where they'll think, oh, I've got 500 baht, which is better than 100 baht. But they're not going to look at you and say, you know, he's a really good guy because he's tipped me 500 baht. You're just wasting your money. Give them the 100 baht. They'll be happy with that. Next time you go back in that bar, you'll get the service. So don't over tip. We're on number 18 now, guys. The ladies' drinks. I made a video about this, which featured a lot about the ladies' drinks. So I don't want to get into it too deeply. It's very hard to say no sometimes. And scenario, you go into a bar, lady starts speaking to you, she asks you for a drink, you like her and you think, okay, I'm on holiday, I'll buy her a drink. Then what happens, a couple of her friends come by and they do this gesture, they look at you and go, you know, because they want a drink. It's really hard to say no. And you just met this girl and you're trying to be nice and you want her to like you and you're telling her friends they can't have a drink. It's really difficult. We've all been there. You got to stand your ground, honestly. Just say maybe later. They know what you mean by that. So you've bought the girl a drink, her 2 friends across, and they say, you're going to buy me a drink? You just say maybe later and smile. It's the easiest way to get out of a situation. It's not too embarrassing. They don't lose face. The girl you're sitting with, she knows the game. She knows, you know, she knows what you're playing at and she knows you've handled it well. So she'll be more impressed with you because you handled it the right way. So don't get into that thing with the ladies' drinks. Okay. I want to talk about, we've only got 2 left now, and these 2 are quite important. I want to talk about fantasy and reality and not mixing the 2. Now, when you go to somewhere like Pattaya or Bangkok, around these entertainment areas, it's a fantasy. You can be 60 years of age, you can go into these venues, you can talk to a girl of 22, she'll sit with you, she'll tell you you're a handsome man, you're virile, you're funny, you dress well, you're sophisticated. She'll push all the buttons. She'll tell you what you want to hear. It's a fantasy, guys. And if you get back on the plane and you try to take that fantasy back to your own country, you're going to be in a world of pain. Because what's going to happen, you'll take her number, you'll go back to your country. When you're there, I recently had a guy write to him, I'm not going to mention any names, but he said to me, I'm 50, when I go out, these girls are 26, 24, 22 even. It's like being a teenager again. His exact phrase was, man, it feels good. And I know where he's coming from because it does make you feel good. You know, if you go, you know, I'm 60, if I walk into the bar and someone says you dress nice, then of course I'm going to feel good. But what I'm saying, guys, just trying to remember, it is a fantasy land. It is a fantasy. Reality is your home. It's getting up in the morning. It's going to work. It's paying your taxes. It's, you know, paying the rest of your bills. That is life. That is reality. When you go to Thailand, it's a fantasy. All that goes out the window. Yes, you still have bills and you still have to pay your tax. But for those 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is you're going on holiday, you are entering a fantasy land. You're going to go into a bar. You're going to have a beautiful, beautiful Asian lady come to you and tell you, sorry guys, I just had a message come in there. You're going to have a beautiful, beautiful girl, if not girls, come to you and tell you, you're handsome, you handsome man. That's something you'll hear all the time. So, you know, try to keep your sensible head on, guys. When you go there, enjoy it, make the most of it. It's great. You know, you're going to go there with holiday money, so money shouldn't be the issue. You've got your hotel, the food's great. These girls are lovely. You'll have a lot of fun with them, but just don't try to take the fantasy back home with you. What you're better off doing is when you get on the plane, flick the sensible switch, go back to your job, work hard, save some money, and then come and live the fantasy again. Don't mix them up because I've seen it happen time and time again. And what happens is guys end up in a small room in Pattaya with no money, no air conditioning, just a fan. These are probably the guys who become internet trolls and they grow to hate people who actually go on holiday and have a good time. So don't become one of them. Okay, and my last point, my tip number 20, it's just something to remember really. Places like Nana Plaza, Pat Pong and Soy Cowboy, Walking Street, Pattaya, It's all there for one reason. It's all been set up just to get your money. No other reason. That's why those places exist. And if you can relate to that, if you keep that in the back of your mind, you'll have a good time and you won't do anything stupid. They'll want you to come back. They'll want you to tell your friends what a good time you had so that they come and visit Thailand and they spend their money. All them places are there just to get your money from your wallet into their tills. Nothing wrong with that. You're having a good time. But just remember that, guys, don't fall into a false sense of security and believe that the 25-year-old girl on your arm is with you because she really does think you're handsome and you're a well-dressed man and you're muscular and, you know, you're 60, but this 25-year-old girl, she's just fallen in love with you. Because if that's what happens, you're going to go down a sticky slope very, very quickly. And as I say, I've seen it happen many times. Don't let it happen to you. So that's it. There's my 20 tips. They are personal tips from me to you. Whether you want to listen to them or not is your choice at the end of the day. I hope you do. And if you are going for a first time, just keep your sensible head on, guys. Don't do anything silly. I've seen it where very, very sensible guys in their own countries, they get to Thailand, for some reason it all goes out the window. They become I can't think of the word, but they just become silly. You know, they do things that they'd never dream of doing in their own countries. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video. And if you do go to Thailand, I hope you have a really good time. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks very much.